Vinay Production.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashaden and this is AFire Gaming bringing you another replay right here on Blackpink Ladder Edition. If you guys have any replays you'd like to see cast, please go ahead and send those to ashfiregaming.esports at gmail.com. And without further delay, let's introduce these players up here. The Teal Protoss. It is Rome. And his opponent, representing Team AFire Gaming, it is the Red Zerg, BullsammyLOL. Looks like we're going to go ahead and have a hatch first from Bullsammy. And right into it, we are going for a gateway first from our Protoss player. He is not looking to play too aggressive unless he goes for a very fast Nexus, but it looks like he is going pretty early with this scout. I'm wondering what his actual plan is going to be. Yeah, it looks like he actually is going to take an early expansion. Pretty unusual, I think, considering the way that this game is working now. But who knows? We'll go ahead and see. Right here, we do finally have our spawning pool and our gas, I should say, ready to go so we can get that Ling speed. And his opponent now finally going ahead and getting his cybernetics core. A little bit delayed because he went ahead and went for Nexus before core, but that's okay. Depending on, I guess, what build he was going. I don't quite know exactly 100% what the new meta is since the patch. So please, if you guys have any idea, please let me know. I kind of still go pretty standard. I guess Gateway Nexus isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things, because you do got to get that Nexus down. And if you elect to go for the core first, then you have to be really aggressive. And versus Zerg, that could be pretty difficult. But I would actually like to see that Stalker out already, or getting ready to get out, to kill this scouting Overlord. Because basically he can scout, he sees going ground, he sees the tech, he sees gateway. He can pretty much guarantee that he's probably not going to go Roach because there isn't a Stargate on the way yet. So he doesn't need to worry about going Hydra, he doesn't need to worry about doing any AA stuff. So all he has to do is he can go Roach, he can go Ling Bane Hydra, he can pretty much do whatever he wants to do here. However, he does now see the Stalker that's out. So he may be thinking Blink Stalker, something like that. I don't know. We'll go ahead and see what his opponent's doing over here. Going ahead and going for this fast third, which is scouted from Rome. So that's the thing. This Ling's going to go ahead and have a heyday here. Going to run right into it. And that probe is going to be gone. C'est la vie. I don't think there's any way he's actually going to get away. But we can see it's the inevitable race. He's going to actually get a pop, I think. But I think because of the shield, it's not going to do too much. I think he's just going to be able to get away long enough that his shield will just be able to keep regenerating. Oh, there it is. Nope, there he goes. He is gone. Boom, he dies. And then he's going back to his pathing. Now he knows. BullsammyLOL knows that there's no third here for the Protoss, so the Protoss is not being overly greedy. Does have a pretty sizable wall here just in case. Although a Baneling bust right here would be very sad indeed. Although I guess the new thing is the shield battery thing, so we want to put shield batteries here at the wall to go and prevent the early Ling destruction type stuff going on. Couple of adepts to go ahead and deal with that as opposed to cannons now, so that's pretty cool. Let's see here. We are electing to go for the Robo, which means we're going for a drop. I was actually thinking more like Immortals, but no, we're doing a crazy heavy aggressive build right now with a lot of gateways and a a warp prism. So Rome is trying to get some heavy aggression on, but I think if he flies over here, he's gonna see this. So that's a thing. Should be some knowledge, give or take, here pretty soon regarding this. Overlord's getting into placement here, and we are continuing to make things. So we are still electing to go for a Roach, knowing that it's going to be a ground army. I mean, I guess maybe if he catches the Immortals out of position. Well, he doesn't know if there's Immortals or anything yet anyway. I don't even think he knows that there is a... Now, this would be good with heavy Zealot, not Stalker. Like Zealot or... Yeah, Zealot would be really good right now. I don't think Stalkers are good because early on you have a ton of Lings, and one Adept is not really going to be enough. Now, the Sentries may be good if they're really good force fields to just basically protect your Stalkers. Those are pretty good, but I think the Zealots are going to be the answer. He needs to get a warp in here, and I think he left his guy back home. So that's actually going to be pretty bad. Warping in more Stalkers, but Zealots are the answer, not Stalkers, because Lings are going to keep coming, and the Stalkers are just going to basically die here. But if these were all Zealots, I think that they would actually be able to kill all these Queens. And with the Lings being able to take the damage for him, I think this could be really bad. And I think this is going to be completely held with nothing but Queens. And everything dies in there, even the Stalkers he picked up. So yeah, that was a really, really bad execution of what could have been a really good build. I think a huge warp in of Zealots would have been really good at that point, and then to back it up with Stalkers would be the better approach, I think. But Rome, good attempt on that one. Let's see what you can come up with in order to get back into this game now. BullsammyLOL, definitely a really good hold there from him. And he is just continuing now to go ahead and macro up and build up his forces. Currently 83 supply, 82 for our Zerg, and we have 61 for our Protoss. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and start dropping in Spore Crawlers just in case, so there's not going to be any drops. Nothing in the main yet. Kind of ironic. Double upgrade here. We are going for a Roach Ravager build. I think now this would have been the better composition right here, Stalker Zealot. But I think now at this point it's too late. Now the heavy Stalker would be really good. Stalker Sentry would be really good versus the Roach. Knowing that there are Roaches on the way, I think Immortals would be really good. Yes, should be chronoing the Immortal. Researching Charge, I like it. Now here we're preventing any expansions being taken here, especially at this point in the game. It's going to make it very difficult for the Protoss to expand, and the Protoss is, the Zerg is going to clearly know where the Protoss is expanding based on, or preferring to expand based on the first attack. Unless he sees them just coming around and attacking. But now we're going to have Zerglings coming across the map here, just to kind of be a little bit aggressive, kind of poke in a little bit, and this wall is kind of wide open. So our Lings are going to be able to run in, kind of wreak havoc on this mineral line a little bit, but there is a cannon here, and he's just going to get a full scout, so he knows everything that's going on here now. Our Zerg got a full scout. So now we're going to go ahead and see. Still no intention to go ahead up. There's the expansion now, so he did actually kill that Overlord there. But what does that mean? That means that our Zerg knows where the expansion is. So BullsammyLOL is gearing up to go ahead and take that out. He might wait a couple of minutes, but he's free basically to overrun this entire lower half now with all of his hatcheries. He's not yet taken his gases here on his third. I don't know why. He's built them, but he hasn't actually saturated them yet. Interestingly enough. And now we're going to go ahead and we are upgrading our roach speed. So that's pretty cool. And we are looking to make a bunch of stuff. This basically contains everything. So I just let you guys know I am trying out a bunch of different user interfaces just to kind of see which one works the best. The reason why I'm doing this is because there are a lot of patches that have been coming out and continuously making it increasingly difficult to basically cast on the newer user interfaces. And with every patch, you go back to having to cast on default or use default for anything because it actually has to kick you out of BattleNet. So it makes it a little bit difficult to try out different ones. But fortunately for us, this one's on a newer patch, so this will be actually fun to cast on. Of course, I don't know if I'm going to retry this user interface. It used to be really good, but apparently there's some graphical errors and things like that. It kind of has one huge tab for everything. Could be cool. We'll see. And it looks like, I don't know why he hasn't killed that yet. He should be killing all of these instead of just kind of walking underneath them. But look, he walks underneath all these overlords. All of these should be dead right now. Boom! All three of these overlords. Actually, he could have a field day on all these overlords right here if he knew they were all here. He could actually supply block our Zerg indefinitely. However, our Zerg is at 200 supply. Just about 196 supply. So this army is looking pretty scary. Although it is basically Roach Ravager Hydra. I don't know how good that actually is against this. Considering I actually think this would be better. I think Storm would be a better option. And without a gateway there, that army was able to take it out. I don't like the idea of chasing his opponent. I think he should just go in and engage and hope for the best. Because at this point, honestly, at this point, he's so far behind in his army, I think buying time would be pretty good for him, as a matter of fact. But sending stalkers out on his own is probably not a good idea. And I think he's moving his army around, trying to stop it, trying to thwart it. But he's going to be able to pick off a few free stalkers here at this point. So it's kind of expensive to be losing the stalkers at that, especially having taken such a late third base. And I think honestly that our Zerg just decided to go ahead and make a ton of overlords just in case. And it looks like that's what he did. So all the overlords wouldn't supply block him. Now it's 200 to 151 supply. The fourth actually finally does go down for our Protoss. And he's just going ahead and taking all of his upgrades, but he is not warping the units. We'd like to see the units being taken. He should be engaging with his whole army instead of throwing his zealots. I don't know why he waited till he lost so much. That was kind of silly. All his army was there. I guess he decided to pick up an immortal for some reason. Should probably drop it. Maybe it's a misclick. And now he's going to warp in some units. Now here's our first real warp in here. Trying to get to that 200. He's going to decide to go ahead and go for more Archons for some reason. Throwing units away right now when your opponent is at 200 supply is probably not a good thing. I would honestly, at this point of the game, knowing that your opponent has maxed out and there are a ton of lurkers, guys. Those lurkers are there, raring to go. And I'm just afraid for the worst. It looks like this engagement could take place. Good that he's going to keep the high ground. And if you disengage, he needs to engage with his army. He needs to engage with his whole army. Come on now. Come on, Rome. You got this. Now he's actually going to back up to the lurkers. Not a good idea. As soon as you see them, run away. And all the army is just completely obliterated. -1 immortal that's now going to die too. And that, my friends, is how you lose an entire almost 200 army to a handful of lurkers. And now they're going to be able to walk in free of charge and take out a base. And this base is going to go down faster than he could say cheese and crackers. He has lost that base. Those lurkers have basically made a way that the Protoss can't even come and defend. All of these roaches now are going to come in, and the lurkers are going to be having a free probe day, immortal day, and Rome leaves the game. Bullsammy is victorious. Well played, both players. I would have loved to see a little bit more aggression from Rome and a little bit more cautiousness when it came to actually going ahead and taking that last engagement. I thought that was really clever of him at first, but when he did what he did, but just going ahead and engaging into those lurkers was probably a bad idea as a whole as soon as you saw that. So best advice I can give is don't chase your enemy. Anyways, guys, hey, thank you for watching. If you guys, once again, if you guys would like to have your replays be cast, please send this to ashfiregaming.esports@gmail.com. And thanks again. I'll see you guys next time.